This story is absolutely wild. I don't know if it's going to resonate with my subscribers or not, because normally what I do on this channel is dunk on journalists or news readers. Now, in this particular case, we're talking about somebody's mother. And this is a woman who is on the Today Show, but this is a really, really bizarre case. So Savannah Guthrie, it was reported that she went away. So she's an anchor on the Today Show. Her mom, who's 84 years old, simply disappeared, except there was evidence of a break-in and there was damage at the scene and evidence of a struggle. Law enforcement told the LA Times that they actually discovered, signs of forced entry at the ritzy multi-million-dollar Tucson home where Nancy Guthrie lives. Authorities have not confirmed any of the fluids they found, whose they were. Nancy was reported missing Sunday, just hours after returning home from dinner Saturday night. Savannah's sister, Annie, is believed to be the last person to see their mom. According to Us Weekly, Annie reportedly told the Prima County Sheriff's Office she noticed no red flags during dinner with her mom. As we reported, Nancy was taken from her bed in the middle of the night, and investigators are looking at registered offenders and other people in the area while combing through video from cameras at her home, neighbors, residents, local businesses, and traffic lights. Police have not yet identified a suspect. But what's interesting is, just a few moments ago, a potential ransom note was sent to TMZ for Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, and it's currently unverified. But what's interesting is they knew specific details from the scene. Holy, I look super orange. I got to open my window. They knew specific details from the scene. And so let's look at this.
So we got something in our email that looks like it's written like a ransom note for Savannah Guthrie's mother.
Specific requests
and they're very
for certain amounts of money,
very specific.
Bitcoin.
And also they say at the bottom, there are certain things they're saying about what she was wearing and damage to the house.
That they're clearly saying to verify that
it's us.
We know what we're talking about here.
So we've contacted the Sheriff's Department, and we want to get them this letter. We had a little trouble getting through to the right person, but
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Bitcoin traceable? So first of all, this could just be some like internet autist. It's definitely possible that somebody put this all together to try and scam money out of a desperate family. Also, generally, I think if people are making demands for large sums of money, you are probably never seeing your loved one again. That's just not the way this kind of stuff works. It's very, very, very interesting. What's also interesting is they're only offering $2,500 for her. They're only offering a $2,500 reward. Her net worth is $40 million. Savannah Guthrie's net worth is $40 million. Reward for info on her missing mom is $2,000. I've seen higher rewards for a lost puppy. Is that a typo? What's really going on here? I mean, that is very odd. Why such a small number? Why such a small amount? That now again, maybe that's just where they start and this is protocol. What's interesting is, a lot of people say, put it out there. If they are asking for Bitcoin, I mean, don't you think a guy like CoffeeZilla could figure out who owns these Bitcoin wallets? I feel like there's been lots of times where the U.S. government has been able to retrieve Bitcoin or figure out what's going on with Bitcoin payments, who has what, who's doing what. I'm not sure that means anything. I don't really think it's as anonymous as they think. Also, experts say that evidence in Nancy's home points to a stranger, likely a man in his 30s and 40s, as the person behind her abduction. Dr. Brianna Fox, former FBI special agent and criminology professor, explained if it had been a family member or someone who knew the house, there would not have been forced entry. If she knew them, they would likely have used it as a ruse to get her in the vehicle. Probably, but maybe not necessarily. Maybe you wanted to, do a bunch of stuff to make it seem like you were a stranger. Art Del Cueto, a veteran U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer who lives just minutes away from Guthrie's home, said that locating her will be challenging due to the area. He explained, we're on the southern border. You're dealing with international crime all the time, and there are just too many variables to rule anything out. So the implication is that they've taken her to Mexico. Del Cueto added that investigators may be holding details close to the vest. If somebody gets spooked, they can make it into Mexico in under an hour and a half. That's why authorities may not be sharing everything we know. Now, again, what's interesting is this ransom note. Pima County Sheriff said, "We are aware of reports circulating of a possible ransom note regarding the investigation into Nancy Guthrie. We are taking all tips and leads very seriously. Anything that comes in goes directly into our detectives who are coordinating with the FBI. We encourage anyone who may have information or tips to share them via this QR code." They continue by saying they're taking all tips. Another scary twist in the disappearance of the Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, TMZ received the ransom note. The note, which was sent to us Tuesday morning, demands specific substantial amount of Bitcoin. The amount is in the millions, and the note demands a crypto be sent to a specific Bitcoin address. TMZ has verified that the Bitcoin address is in fact real. There is a deadline connected to the alleged ransom and the element of "or else." In a moment on our live stream above, Harvey and Charles said it was wearing an item. Harvey and Charles said she was wearing an item mentioned in the note. In fact, the note says she was not wearing it. The alleged ransom note also describes another item the sender says was damaged by her Tucson home. We forwarded the ransom note to Pima County Sheriff. Nancy was reported missing Sunday, and her disappearance has been labeled as an abduction, and the homicide detectives are on the case. If this is one of those like situations where, you know, you would think, you know, oh, it's a family member or they fake it or whatever the case may be, I just feel like things would be very, very different. But that's really not what's going on here, is it? Like, they seem pretty, like, you know, they knew this person was worth the money that they're worth. And, you know, this is just a good old fashioned kidnapping for ransom money. That's the best that I can gather. And this is, I mean, again, she's worth $40 million. She wants her mom back. This could very well be the cartel. It could be, you know, some disgraced family member. It could be a whole lot of things. But it did provide a deadline, an amount, and saying, if you don't pay us, she's cooked. It's very odd. It's very, very odd. Normally, again, I don't really care about journalists or reporters, but I mean, this is somebody's family. And honestly, if a reporter was kidnapped in the same way, you know, I would cover it the same way. Based on the latest reports as of February 3rd, no public details exist on resentful former partners or any specific motive to Nancy Guthrie's abduction. Investigators state the motive remains unknown, with no suspects identified. We have an unverified ransom note, but that doesn't really mean a lot. People obviously politicizing this. I don't think that that's very good. Maybe the Candace Owens Intelligence Agency could get on this. You know, outside Nancy Guthrie's home in Arizona, this is what I noticed. Let's go to this here.
Guys,
well, it's super loud. Let's turn that down. Sorry about your ears.
Outside Nancy's home. This is her house right here. Right outside Tucson, Arizona. This is where she went missing from, Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mom. First thing I noticed coming out here that you don't really get the sense from on TV is just how kind of remote the area is. This is very much not in the city. Everybody lives on, I would say, an acre or more. There's no street lights. I was out here last night. It's really, really dark. So this isn't just like kind of a typical neighborhood. It has a rural vibe. You can see all the mountains there in the background. The latest on the investigation is we have confirmed to the sheriff here that they have found DNA inside the house, that they are... Okay, so they have DNA. Whose DNA is it? We don't know. It's difficult to say. I'm not sure. Is it the mom's? I mean, I think they said basically that there was, you know, blood on the scene. I guess they don't really know whose it is at this time. Getting tested right now. The sheriff has said that he believes Nancy
it only gets worse.
Guthrie was abducted, kidnapped, probably in the middle of the night, based on the timing information that they have. and that this is still all very much an active investigation. There's a news conference coming up in a couple of hours where we're hoping to get some new updates. But again, this is the house right here. Just a terrible, terrible story.
Now, I would say, look, probably, like, if I was worth $40 or $50 million, I might consider having some level of security. But it says here, a blood trail could be seen at the front door of Nancy Guthrie's home. Reports as authorities continue their search. I mean, I would say, well, I don't, KOLD. Now, here's the other thing. KOLD News also in Tucson also received a ransom note for Nancy Guthrie. So it's not just TMZ that got it. Other news outlets also got it. And this is just, you got to, I mean, again, you feel terrible for the family. Nancy Guthrie what's asked about the best outdoor cameras for activity at night and social media posts. I mean, okay, what does that mean? We've noticed a camera on the front of Nancy Guthrie's house is missing. Sheriff says they noticed it too. So now they're missing, there's a missing security camera. So how much stakeout did they do? Did they go in there and remove the camera? Did they go in there, and have all this pre-planned? This is a pretty wild story. I'm going to pick it up and cover the story if it's something you guys are interested in, because it certainly is wild. If you were informed by this video, please do leave a like on it. If you have yet, subscribe or follow down below. We'll talk to you again real soon.